Okay, I'm going to quickly go over what you guys should be doing for this exercise since I've had so many questions. First things first. The assignment page actually has the this file you're supposed to be using. So if you go to classwork, and then go to topology exercise, you can download this file, and that's what I'm working on right now, this thing. So what you're going to do, it's pretty simple. You're going to make these objects 3-keyable. So in reality, we're never actually going to use 3-key unless we're doing organic modeling, but it lets you show what it'll look like in the renderer, because the renderer is going to automatically 3-key it. Or it's automatically going to smooth. In Unreal, it doesn't do that, but in Maya, it does. Only in the renderer. Well, actually, that's not true. It doesn't do any of those things. Disregard that. But this will show us what it'll look like if we smooth it. So if we wanted a higher res version of this, it would look like that, which would not be what we want because we want it to have this shape. So for this object, I'm using my auto crease tool. It selects all of these edges, and I'm just going to select these ones too because they're on a flat face, and flat faces do not need to be you don't have to worry about like stuff on them because flat faces are actually what is it, flat faces, oh, there's no deformation, so it won't like change the shape of this flat face if you see. So that's a pretty fast way of doing it for this one. For the cylinder ones, what I recommend doing is just get rid of these top faces. And you have to figure out a way to get this cylinder and all of these edges to come to these corners, so when you bevel it, it doesn't look weird. First thing first is you're going to extrude it outward a little bit, because you're going to want that safety net, because you're going to bevel this edge and you want this like nice edge open, if that makes any sense. It's the same with this. We're going to just extrude this in a bit so we can bevel that edge later. Oh, come on, slower. There we go. I also recommend you can add edge loops to these objects. So the goal of this is not to make the nicest like low res topology. The goal of this exercise is to learn how to combine shapes in an efficient, effective way. So now I have all this. What I'll probably do is start quad drawing in, or not quad drawing, bridging these shapes using the bridge tool. I showed you guys where to find that. I also, if you set up the hotkeys and all the stuff that I sent, or that I put in the drive, you should be able to do it. This last part, we're just going to make triangles, so I'm just going to do this, because I'm just going to make every triangle point to that point, more or less, just because it's easier to do. There we go. And then we're going to use the append polygon tool, if I can press the Alt key. There we go. And we're just going to append these shapes. So sorry I'm going so fast. I'm using my hotkeys right now. So if you press G, it lets you reuse the same tool. So I'm using my Alt C left click to get all my tools, and same with the right. So yeah, I'm just quickly gonna, oh, that didn't, if it doesn't, there you go. If it goes yellow, it usually means you missed the point and you want to go back and fix it. Sorry this is so difficult to see. It's kind of being pretty weird here. Let me turn, it's not going to make a difference because I'm already in wireframe mode. But if you can see what I'm doing, I'm just putting in those extra edges. So now when I smooth it, it's closer to what we want. But I'm going to have to, I want to auto crease the tool I provide, because it's going to select all the edges I want to be hard. Remember, you don't want any of these edges hard unless you're UVing, and then I'll show you guys more about that later. So I'm just going to bevel real fast. 0.5 is nice. I can actually get rid of this outer edge this time. Oops. We're just going to bevel again. Turn off chamfer. I'm going to delete this edge because you don't really need it at this point. I recommend keeping this one in. You don't need it, but it just makes it smoother looking. So you're just filling your shapes. You remember, try and keep these like the same. The sphere ones, it's the exact same thing. Just figure out a way to make all of these faces connect in a way that you can smooth it and it looks nice. Like, if I smooth these, those are pretty nice. So this exercise is pretty much to show like how you get something to look good when you're doing a high res of it. Another thing we can do is if I just get rid of all these extra edges real quick. This might take a sec. I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing when we actually like model our objects. So you can just get rid of all these faces or edges. So I'm back to this. So we have this one. I'm going to make something that looks as similar as possible. So we're just going to bevel the whole objects. 0.3. And this is the same thing without smoothing. And this is what you want in a model. Oops, there's some weird things going on here. I guess I didn't delete all of the edges around, so I might have some extras. Here, let me go back and fix that before I bevel. So yeah, it looks like I didn't press Control Delete when I deleted some of those verts or edges, I mean. So it leaves little dots, which I gotta delete. And then we'll just do the same thing. But this is pretty much like the goal. Like, this is a smoothed object, but when you look at it this way, it looks like that. So which one looks nicer? Smoothing is just like the 3 key is fake. It fakes it. It's not actually, when you render this into an actual engine, it will not understand a 3 key model, but it'll understand this one. That's why in games they do it this way. They don't do it this way. Because if you do it this way, like this looks kind of crappy. Like, you have like, if I turn like this is super dark. It's not getting any light, but I have grays here. It just looks nicer. Oops, I don't need to weld, but yeah. So this is just an exercise. If you want to do it more like this, please don't. Just do the 3 key version. I just want you guys to understand what smoothing does. So smoothing basically, so now if I just take this object and smooth it, I get what the 3 key would do. And same thing with this one. If I smooth this, oh god, it looks horrible. Oh, that's because I have extra stuff on the inside. My bad. I gotta get rid of that real quick. I don't know how this happened. I thought I grabbed all the edges correctly. I might have double grabbed. Sometimes I do that and that fucks it up. So we're just gonna smooth. Boop. Weird that it's doing that. I smooth it. Guess I might as well just add divisions. It doesn't really do much, but actually you don't really need to smooth. I recommend not. Like, if I smooth this, it looks like that. If I smooth this, it just looks cleaner. But if you're smoothing, do it this way. So like, I would do this one for my high poly, or my low, no, this is for my high. Like, you crease instead of 3 key. If you are doing a high poly and you do want it to look more like this, more smoother, you can change that. So you would just make it this way and then smooth it at the end. So yeah, this way is for budget. This is more of a game budget type thing, or time. Like, this can be 3 keyed correctly. Also, you can adjust it as long as you don't delete history. So I have this bevel. I'll just turn chamfer off. What the fuck? Oh, it's just being finicky again. So yeah. But that's the point of the exercise. Good luck. Oh, also, try to block out your models a bit more than I did. I went a bit fast during class, so I apologize for that, but try to block out each separate shape. Bye.